Hello, Pythoneer. Welcome back to my channel. If you want a simple way to visualize data with Python, then this video is for you. In here, I'll show you how you can use a simple Streamlit app to, for example, display housing data in a very nice way. Let's not waste any time and get straight into it. Here's a short demo. We can first pick a region, select a date range we want to view, and then display the data inside a pretty nice line chart. Below that, there's a table where we can see the full data in a preview. Before we get into coding, here's the CSV file I downloaded from Zillow.com. It contains a lot of data points for different regions, showing housing prices over the years, with rent data from 2000 to today. This is the data set we want to visualize in the app. Okay, let's start with the code. We first import Streamlit and Pandas and install them using the command pip install Streamlit Pandas. If you want to get the data yourself, I'll upload it to my GitHub, linked in the description, or you can use this link to grab it and work with the data. We need to load it into a data frame, so we use the Pandas read CSV function to load the CSV file. Inside the data frame, we now do some data preparation. First, we create a list of date columns by selecting all columns from the data frame that are not region name, size rank, region type, or state name. Then, we melt down the data frame, passing the non-date columns to the ID vars parameter. We pass the date columns to the value vars parameter, define the variable name as date, and the value name as value. The next step in data preparation is to change the type of the date column to datetime and the type of the value column to numeric, setting errors equals coerce to handle any invalid values. Now we can start setting up the Streamlit app. We first define the layout of the page. I'll show you with layout equals centered, leaving the other parameter as wide. Next, we define a title and a subtitle using the Streamlit write function. Then, we create a drop-down menu where we can pick the state. For this, we use the Streamlit multi-select function. First a subtitle, then the options from the region name column in the data frame using unique function, so each region is shown only once, and set a default value, like United States, for example. To make the date range selectable, we can extract the minimum and maximum dates from the data frame using the min and max functions on the date column. Then, we use these two variables to create a start date picker with Streamlit date input, setting the default value to the minimum date and the min-max values to the full range. We do the same for the end date picker, but set the default value to the maximum date. This makes the full date range available in the pickers. Before we can show the data in a line chart, we need to use the options from the pickers to filter the data. First, we grab the selected regions from the drop-down menu and create a filtered data frame using the is_in function. Then, we filter the data further based on the start date and end date from the pickers, keeping only values greater than or equal to the start date and less than or equal to the end date. Next, we prepare the pivoted data using the pivot function on the filtered data, setting the index to date, the columns to region name, and the values to value. We then sort it by the index and round to 2 decimals for a clean look in the chart. We have to do this because the data in the CSV is in a melted format. Then, we use this pivoted data to create a line chart with Streamlit line chart. We add a subtitle, and second, a table with Streamlit table or Streamlit data frame to show the raw data, where we can choose which columns to display and how to format the values differently from the pivoted data. And that's it. This is all the code we need. To run the app, we just type Streamlit run, followed by our Python file name to start the server. If you watched until here and you like it so far, please subscribe and like to support my channel and join our awesome community for more great content. As I show you here, you can now pick multiple regions in the drop-down menu, define a range where we specify the start date and the end date we want to visualize. Then we get our live updated chart based on these settings. I have to say, this is amazing. As I mentioned earlier, if you want a wide view, you just have to change the layout to wide in the code. Refresh the browser, and you'll have a very nice and simple visualization of your data. And that's it. This is all I wanted to show you in this video. I hope this video helps you. On the left, there's first a video YouTube thinks you should watch, followed by my latest one that I suggest for you. Happy coding. I'll see you in the next one.